Hey, Coach. Can
Hello,
you
everybody.
hear?
Okay, I'll start off. Is that you, Mike Flynn?
It is. Congratulations, Coach.
Yep. So
Start us off with some remarks before we take questions.
first off, just want to give an incredible shout out to our young men to get this from where we started. Not only started this year, how about started 5 years ago? Holy Toledo, and goodness gracious, and thank the good Lord. God bless everybody for sticking with us, and these young men to be able to do what we've done. To do this is just darn special. To put Georgia Tech etched back in the forefront of the ACC. Obviously we beat a great Florida State team. Man, Leonard Hamilton and his group they are so good. I've said this multiple times. He should be in the Hall of Fame. Nominate him, get him in the Hall of Fame. I love Coach Hamilton, love him. And it's just first time for Georgia Tech to win an ACC Tournament championship since 1993. This is our fifth top 20 win this year, because Florida State was 15th coming in. I don't think people understand how hard it is to beat Florida State twice in 1 year. But our guys have just scrapped, fought, kicked, clawed, whatever they had to do to find a way to get wins this year. And I'm just so darn proud of these young men.
Okay, we'll go ahead and take questions for Coach Pastner. If you have a question, please use the raise hand function within Zoom. We'll call on people individually, and we'll start with Kelly Quinlan from Rivals.
Congrats, Josh. I imagine something that's very satisfactory about the way this game played out. You're on national television, huge audience, and your guys played their game. Everyone got to see why Jose Alvarado was a defensive player of the year and the style of play you guys had. And even with the struggle shooting, you win the game. Can you kind of just talk about how big this moment is for Georgia Tech basketball?
It was humongous, Kelly, for Georgia Tech. The exposure, the publicity, the recognition. I mean, it was obviously the largest audience we've played in maybe since Georgia Tech was last in the Final Four. I mean, really, it's the amount of audience, and you think, obviously every hotel, restaurant, or bar, or whatever, all across the country, it's on ESPN, and so and we were the prime time game, and to be able to do that was it was incredible for Georgia Tech. Incredible. There was a watch party in McCamish with the students. Kelly, we didn't shoot the ball well, but we only had 7 turnovers, and we've done. How about our improvement from last year to this year in taking care of the ball? And we forced Florida State into 25 turnovers. Our defense, our switching of defenses, our hand activity just made a world of difference.
Next question, Rod McKenzie, 247 Sports.
Hey, Josh, you've talked throughout the year about trying to get over the hump, and over this stretch of 8 or 9 games, it seems like you've accomplished that. What have you seen the team do over that stretch, and tonight, that over the final 4 or 5 minutes that led you to believe that you're there now?
Yeah, Rod, it's been a grind. I mean, and everybody here knows the document of the grind from day one from the Saturday in Houston, Texas, in the hotel room with me, the search firm, and the 3 people from Mike Babinski, Marvin Lewis, JD Wicker in the hotel room, to where we are now. It's been an unbelievable 5 years, and to get to this point is just I can't express the words because of the energy that it's taken to get to this point. And and all credit and kudos and the recognition should go to our young men, our players, these guys, these student athletes in all 5 years. I mean, like today I got a call from Josh Okogie. He says, Coach, I am so excited for the game tonight. He's like, he was so mad that they're playing at 7:00. He says, I'm having my phone on in the locker room. I'll be coming when our game's over. I'm coming right in and turning the game on. I had guys texting me left and right from guys all who played for me in the first couple of years, just saying, Coach, man, we got to win this game. Like, this is so important for Georgia Tech. So it mattered so much for Georgia Tech, Rod. It was really, really important for Georgia Tech, and to get back into the forefront with the upper echelons of the ACC. And it's been a long time from Georgia Tech to be there. And Thank the good Lord.
Next question comes from Ken Segura from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
Josh, I thought that was kind of fitting that Jose led the way for you defensively, as you know, was very, very active. And I'm curious, just can you kind of describe what you saw out of him tonight as he played for you?
Ken, the guy is unbelievable. I don't think there's a better Georgia Tech guard in the history of Georgia Tech to win loose balls, 50-50 balls. I mean, again, I said this the other day. I know there's been other guys who are more talented and have played a long time in the NBA. I get all that. And I'm not saying he's those guys. I'm just saying what guard has come through Georgia Tech that has done what he's done is in terms of 50-50 balls and just winning loose balls and his toughness. Look, he was part of our first recruiting class and he set the tone. And I knew what I was getting when I signed him. I knew what my vision was with him, and he's lived up and even more than I could even imagine. Think about this after the Clemson game when he missed those 2 free throws and we lost at the back off the backboard. He was in the Cambridge till 1, 2 in the morning. He was so upset. And here we are now 8 games later, winning 8 in a row. And I was telling him about that. I grabbed him by the neck and said, Jose, because he was crying, and I hugged him and I said, Jose, what a lesson in life. Man, it looked like it was everything was fallen, and the adversity that we had, but the fight, the scrap for you, the character, and it just shows you that things are deeper than they look on the surface, Ken. And if there's ever a sign of that, this is the year to show that.
That was after the game, you said that to him?
Yep, after the game.
Like on the court?
On the court.
Next question comes from Patrick Canaro.
Coach Pastner, congratulations. Awesome performance tonight. I've noticed you've given your usual accolades to your support staff and, of course, your players and your opponents. But I just want to ask you sincerely, your defensive mindset and the various schemes that you run and the fact that your players not only create loose balls, but 90% of the time they come up with those loose balls. I mean, that's got to be core of who you are. And I guess every recruit who comes to your program knows that's going to be who they are. What do you think?
Yeah, no, you're right, Patrick. I mean, look, first of all, with all, I have such a great staff, and my assistants, my support staff. I mean, none of this happens without them. And I just try to oversee things. I'm kind of the CEO, and so they deserve all the credit. My personality, Patrick, is, I believe in motor. I believe in energy. I believe in, in positive energy and just playing so hard and just leaving every ounce of energy. You look at me when I go to shoot around, I got old shoes. I wear mismatched socks. I'm not winning any. I tell the guys, because a lot of times I just think you're going to reflect your coach. And I said, I'm not really cool. Sometimes I'm so uncool, it might be cool to be me because I'm so uncool. But I said, I just believe in playing so hard. And you're going to take sometimes you're just going to take your personality, your coach. And I'm not into fanciness. I'm a low maintenance guy. And I just want us to play darn hard and just play so hard every second. I get they send me a lot of nice pairs of shoes, and they're like, Coach, man, you're wearing the shoes that you got when you first got the job here. I go, I know. I still got the same shoes. It's just, I got the same shorts. It is what it is. I says, but guys, that's why I don't want you to start playing cool, casual, and cute. Man, we've got to fight, scrap, kick, claw. That's who we are. That's what we've got to be about. And I just believe in that, Patrick.
Next question from David Teal.
Josh, Jose said earlier that if you had told him after your 0-2 start that you would be ACC champions, he would not have believed it. Would you have believed it?
No, David, I was just happy to beat Kentucky in the third game. I really thought we might not even beat. I didn't know where. I mean, I knew we were going to get better based on practice because we hadn't been practicing with contact. But David, I didn't know what. I mean, we were so bad. And I didn't know. I just said, "Whew," you know, but if you told me back then to where we are now, you know, it's all about our guys' character and their toughness to be able to do what they did, because that's not easy. That is not easy. And you know, I get, you know, after those 2 games, you know, we look like we were out of it. But you know, I think in my 9 years as a head coach, 9 of the 12 years, I think, which includes this year, 9 of the 12 years, it might be 10, but I think there's 9 of the 12 we haven't lost 3 games in a row. And that's not me. That just shows of the young men that I've had, that I've coached. They've done a great job of being able to be resilient, to fight back, to when they're on the ropes, to kick and punch back, to not sit on the ropes. And our guys did that. So considering it's a great life lesson, David. There's so many lessons you can take from this year and apply it to life with our team. And just so darn proud of these guys. I'm just so happy for Georgia Tech, and I'm so happy for our young men.
Time for just a few more for Coach Pastner. We'll start with one from Mark Bradley from the AJC.
Hey, Josh. So where do you think you ought to be seated as the automatic qualifier from the ACC?
Well, Mark, I heard Lenardi's going to move us up to the 9, but, you know, look, everyone says, well, you want to stay off that game. I'm like, no, if we're the 8, we're the 9, we got to go play someone. And then if we force enough to win that game, then we're playing the 1 seed. Great. Let's go play them and beat them, you know? So let the other opponents have to worry about us. And I like our chances, whomever we play against. I love our team. Wherever they seed us, we'll be ready to play.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Next question from Jeff Schultz from The Athletic.
Josh, Bobby Crimmins said when he was watching the end of the game and saw you guys celebrate, he actually flashed back to his first ACC title that he won at Georgia Tech. I'm just wondering, you know, what that means to you and how it feels to sort of be part of that old, you know, Georgia Tech history now.
Yeah, you know, Jeff, I mean, look, obviously Coach Crimmins built the program to where it is today, as in terms, you know, his name's on the floor. You know, then obviously Coach Hewitt and his success. And I've said this before. I give Coach Gregory, you know, he did. I know he didn't win a tournament title or get the tournament, but he did a lot of good things. And when I took over, the culture was great. So I give Coach Gregory a lot of credit as well too. You know, he did a great job as well. So, but regarding Coach Crimmins, just you know, you look at what he's done. I mean, if you listen to like in the mornings on Packer and Durham, or you listen to everything about everywhere I go, because it's such a big thing as ACC basketball. And they always talk about Georgia Tech in the 90s and about Bobby Crimmins and Georgia. It's all everyone comes and talks to me about, which is great. It's nice now to say, okay, we've done something that they've done as well too, which I'm happy about. And I hope we can have, you know, 1/4 the success that Coach Crimmins had. If we can do that, then we've been pretty successful. And it's a real honor to share the same thing that Coach Crimmins had. First ACC Tournament championship for Georgia Tech since '93. That was when that was the last one with Coach Crimmins.
Okay, we're a little bit after midnight, so we'll go ahead and wrap it up with one more. We'll go to
Well,
Allison.
I don't mind, Mike. If you're up, I'm all, because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hand. I'll get all 7. Let's get all 7 just to be fair to everybody.
Okay, we'll go ahead and do all of them. We'll start with Allison Mastrangelo from WSB.
Hey, congratulations. I was just curious, how does the team get to celebrate tonight in a COVID pandemic, you know?
Well, Allison, we got to celebrate with ourselves. And that's just kind of the world that we're in right now. And we'll continue we'll celebrate, but it's got to be within COVID protocols. We will have an ice cream bar when we get back. But when we get the ice cream, everyone will have to wear gloves. You can't scoop it yourself. I'll be making sure of that when we get back.
Okay, Jake Klein, College Basketball 365.
Coach, on the telecast tonight, they played a recording of your voicemail greeting. Can you tell us what went into that when you recorded that?
Oh, ever since I've had my cell phone, I try to leave positive messages on my cell phone. I change it every month, every 6 weeks. Done it my whole life. I've had people call me and I answer these. Coach, don't answer. I'm just trying to I need a lift today. I need to listen to your voicemail. I've had more people around the country do that actually just text me, says, Coach, or Josh, don't answer. I'm calling. I just need a lift. And people want to hear my voice. I always try to have a positive message on my voicemail. And I think it's good for me too, because it's easier to say those things, but it gives me a reminder to, every day's a gift, every breath's a gift. Don't take things for granted. So when I have those type of messages on my phone, it's a great reminder for myself. And Allison, you ever seen the commercial by the tag team? Whoop there is, and they have the ice cream scooper. We will have sprinkles tonight as well with the ice cream bar. So we might even do a little dancing as well, with the ice cream thing where they're doing this and this, and they're doing all the dancing. So we will be throwing sprinkles in the air. That'll be part of our celebration.
Dan Tortora from DT Sports Media.
Coach, you mentioned that faith and what God means to you was one of the first things that you said. Just what you can say about that and the importance of God in your life, and at the same time, just what these gentlemen have meant to you all the way through your 5 years, and how sweet this moment is, knowing what they've meant to you in those moments early in the morning, like you were with Jose, like he had spoken about and you did, to just be there for them.
Yes. No, Dan, look, everything's a gift. It's a blessing. I recognize that. And again, look, I don't believe God's rooting for winning or losing. I don't believe, you get sometimes opportunities in life, but you got to give, the good Lord, the credit. And, I'm a man of faith. I'm a man of spirit and faith, and plenty of times my faith has been tested on and off the floor, but I've always gone back to, that's why when I leave those voicemail messages to myself or whatever it may be, just knowing I'm a big believer that every day is a gift. I don't take that for granted. That's why when people get on me, this is like, even I've had people with coaches, you act so elated after every win and you're going, I'm like, because you don't understand, you don't take those things for granted. I recognize the chair that I'm sitting at could be taken away at any split second. Anything can happen in life. Just cherish every moment of it. You don't take it for granted. Our young men have meant everything to me. We don't get, this doesn't, the coaches are never as good as people say they are, and they're never as bad as they say they are. You're somewhere in the between, So I probably wasn't as bad as a coach in the first 2 games. I'm not as good of a coach as they say right now. You're falling in the middle. But it's a player's game. The players win the game. But these guys are just phenomenal young men. I'm so proud of them.
Josh Graham.
Hey, Coach, given that positivity you talk about there, how did you handle yesterday, given the news with Virginia? And was there ever a point you felt doubt that this game would even happen tonight?
No, Josh, look, obviously, first and foremost, we wanted to make sure Virginia was safe and healthy, and hopefully whoever was positive on the COVID, that they're asymptomatic, or God forbid they had any symptoms, or it's just very mild. So, that's more important than any win or any game, was, the health and safety of everyone. But once we understood that the person that got that was positive, there was, nothing, it was maybe an asymptomatic situation. We had to turn our attention, get ready to play the game. And we were moving to the championship. I know it wasn't the way we wanted to get there, but hey, in the end, you're playing in the championship. In 5-10 years, there's going to be the 2021 ACC Tournament championship. It's going to be Georgia Tech. And as I told our guys, I was on the team that won the national championship with the University of Arizona in 1997. You know how many minutes I played in that game? 0. But nobody asked me, hey, let me see the box score. Did you get any 3-point? No. They says, Coach, can I see the ring? Tell me what it was like to be part of that team. That's all that anyone, and that's all people are going to remember about us winning the 2021 ACC Tournament championship.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Raphael Haynes from the 3-point conversion.
Hey, Coach, congrats. Coach, I remember actually I first started covering Georgia Tech the first year you started coaching. I would never forget, you kept talking about putting Georgia Tech on the map, even getting the Krispy Kreme donuts for the fans and everybody, doing it NIT. And you look at the city of Atlanta, and just to be frank, mostly they talk about Georgia football team. They don't give Georgia Tech enough credit. And like I said, you always talked about putting us back on the map. Now that, like you said, you played in front of this big audience and won a championship, do you feel like now that legacy is starting back that's always Georgia Tech basketball and just the city of Atlanta, period?
Yeah, Raphael, and to Jeff Schultz's point about with Bobby Cremins, I mean, at the time when Bobby Cremins was the coach, it was the hottest ticket in town. And so we hope to get, now, obviously there's a lot of things you have to, you've got the Braves, the Falcons, you got the Hawks. So there's a lot of things going on, but you want to start creating that interest in winning these type of games, winning championships, going back to the NCAA tournament helps not only with the fan base, but how about recruiting? I don't think people understand the audience that was watching do you realize for the last 24 hours, all people were talking about was Georgia Tech playing Florida State. Moses Wright was on game day earlier today. It just, Georgia Tech was all over the television. The exposure for that is so important in this league where you're trying to get to and then sustain. It's not easy to do. Just so darn proud of our young men.
Next one from Bryce Kuhn from 247 Sports.
Coach, simple question. You didn't have to add any more motivation to these guys, but you said they could do anything with the hair. So what's the plan? Is that going to happen during the ice cream party afterwards, or what's happening? And will it happen before we talk to you again?
Yeah, I told the guys if we won, this is a few weeks ago, if we won the ACC Tournament championship, they could do it because they're, all of our guys are braiding their hair and doing things with the hair. And they says, Coach, we need to braid your hair. I said, if we win the ACC Tournament championship, you can do what you want with my hair. But I'm a man of my word, so I have to, if that's what they want to do, that's what I'll do. I'm going to try to convince them to say, hey, guys, let's get through the tournament. How can I'm going to I'd rather keep my hair as it is. Maybe I'll say it's been a good luck charm. We won 8 in a row. I haven't got a haircut. How can I bribe you another way? How about, because I'm going to get you rings for winning an ACC tournament. I'm going to get you rings. Can I get you an extra ice cream bar? Can I get you, an extra, Adidas Georgia Tech polo? What can I do in exchange for maybe waiting until after the tournament? But we'll see. It's their call. It's their team. I'm just kind of oversee it. It's their team, so whatever they want to do, they can do.
And our last question of the night comes from Kelly Quinlan from Rival.
Josh, two things, one on the game and then one other thing. On the game, I thought Kyle Sturdivant was huge coming in the game off the bench for you guys. He had a huge impact in the game, and it was really helpful against the press where you had struggled in previous games. And then the other thing is, I'm curious, how relieved are you going to be when you get to Indianapolis and get into the hotel and you've talked about the pressure of just keeping your kids safe and eligible to play through the COVID stuff?
Yeah, no, well, first of all, Kyle Sturdivant was huge. And we did a great job in our prep. We made some adjustments today at shoot around with our press break stuff. And Kyle Sturdivant was big for us today. Really, really big. And by the way, how about Michael DeVoe? How good was he today? MVP of the tournament. Really proud of him. I thought Bubba Parham hit some big shots for us in that first half. Big three. Khalid Moore hit a big three in the first half and a big basket the second half. Moses Wright was, I know they were big, but he had some big shots for us. Jordan Usher was a stud. Rodney Howard gave us great minutes. And we made free throws, including Kyle, down the stretch. We were 21 for 28, and we only had 7 turnovers compared to their 25. And that's, you know how small we are out there? You see Jose fronting and Balsa and playing against Scotty Barnes? Goodness gracious, it just shows about our team. And so, Kelly, we actually, it's daylight savings time. So I appreciate everyone staying on tonight. Thank you so much. But we actually leave tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. We're flying to Indianapolis. We get to the hotel. We're going to quarantine once we get there. I think it's 24 to 36 hours. You test. And then once you clear that, you can start practicing either Monday or Tuesday. We're the first 4 play Thursday. But our first games will be either Friday or Saturday, which we'll find out. So we will watch the selection show in Indianapolis when we get there. Our plane leaves tomorrow morning, right around the corner at 11 a.m. Mike Flynn, thank you for allowing me to get everyone's questions. Out of respect to everybody, I wanted to make sure I answered everybody because, again, you never know when you get back to this. You don't know. You know how hard it is. We're in the ACC. This is the ACC. You know how many wins we've had in the last 2 years? It's incredible. It's been an incredible run. God bless the ACC. God bless Georgia Tech. God bless the United States of America. And go Jackets.
Coach,
thanks.
Thanks. Congratulations.